What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another unedited, unfiltered Dump and Skate podcast, the number one hockey podcast in the Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Pooler area, and recently researched Richmond Hill, Georgia. Where if you're still bitching about my mic, then you're not a loyal listener and probably a grown man who pulled a hammy sprinting to the comments on your Facebook, you fat ass. Again, Dwight, this is our email, or this is our podcast. Don't email me. Suck it. I'm the podcast scheduler, social media content creator, official video and audio editor, the broken, old, and decrepit bender, the ball buster, Jeremy, as Holland calls me, the notorious trash talker, Abdu. With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the only producer that doesn't do any editing because Abdu is earning our free paycheck, the, as Dane worded it, talent of the podcast, the guy I have to occasionally nag to upload this podcast for you, the fans, the guy that won't hesitate to help out anybody, family and friends included, the very hard-working family man, I forgot I wrote this down. I'm so sorry. Jeremy, I conveniently injured my back so I don't have to finish the rest of Abdu's circuit. I'm okay, so he can talk about Holland.
It's not fair. That was a really low blow.
That's why I said I'm sorry. That's why I said I'm sorry. But you're feeling better. There was you were feeling so good that you didn't put the ice packs on it, the heat wraps on it.
I did that night.
I thought you said you didn't.
You asked me if I put it on when I got home. I said no, I was going to put it on at night. I put it on
then
at
you did put. All right. Well, that one I'll make up for it. The next intro, I thought the music.
Music was a little weird. The music was definitely a new twist on everything. Oh man, what is up, ladies and gentlemen?
I have a friend that did the music for us. You know where that music came from, right?
Oh, was that the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you knew it. I thought you knew it right off the bat.
No, sorry. I apologize. Okay. Next. All right.
Now it's funny. Now it's funnier.
It's funnier, yeah. And I don't know what to say. I don't have words. I don't have any. Yeah, the words are gone. All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome in to your favorite Beer League podcast, the one and only Dump and Skate podcast. We are happy to have you back with us. We are excited. We've got a return guest, probably the only three-peat guest. Is that right? Is it three now?
It is three.
Sounds right. Definitely the only three-peat. The only person, the hat-trick beauty, the only person that could probably put up with us enough to be back three times, but also the only person we've chosen to ask to be back three times, unlike some of those out there who we've asked multiple times to be on and they can't get on, but that's okay. And there's more than one of you. So if you think it's you, it's you. We're really happy you guys are here though. I am in my new studio. You really can't tell other than the fact that like there's no jerseys behind me and stuff. But we moved Aiden into my old studio because the family's big. We need a little more space. And so the new studio is the dining room table. So maybe a little bit more chaotic even now than it was before because everybody goes on the other side of the camera. Everybody goes back and forth to come down from upstairs and go downstairs. So yeah, should be really exciting as everyone gets done with baths here in just a little bit. But yeah, it should be a really good time. So, hey guys, really quick before we go any farther, want to make sure you guys are going and following, liking, subscribing, all of that. Check us out on YouTube. We know that you guys are watching it. We're watching the views and things go up, but make sure you hit the like button if you're watching, even if you only watch it for a couple of seconds or you see a couple of clips. Hit the like button. It games the algorithm. It pushes more views our way and pushes us to a broader audience. So if you like what you're listening to, if you like what you're watching, make sure you hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you're subscribing there, liking, commenting, all that stuff. We try to keep up with the comments as we see them and chirp back at you guys as much as we can. we're busy family men. You know, it happens. So, yeah. And then really quick, before we go any farther, make sure you visit our boys at B&R Sports, brsport.com. Go give them a shout. Let them hook you up with anything you need for hockey, jerseys, equipment, all of it. The season is probably 2 weeks away at this point for us now. So you still got just enough time to get that last minute order of skates, elbow pads, gloves, stick, whatever you need. Give those guys a call. Look them up, hit them up, get your stuff. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Good. All right. You want to tell them what the website is?
brsport.com.
Yeah. Did you say it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Okay. You did. All right.
Yeah.
And then we
you
had
let me
friend.
do my reads.
Okay. All right. Well, there was no music in the background, so. All right. Back again for her third time on the podcast. At this point, she is the official Dump and Skate little sister and the better looking out of all of us. Probably more intelligent, but we're all hockey players, so that's not saying much. She is charged and ready to go. Don't worry, this podcast won't be 2 hours this time. She's giving us a curfew. Oh, wait, that was for the last one, but my internet was messed up, so ignore that. Ladies and gentlemen, and whatever D Cups identifies as, here is Kelly, the traveling beauty Seymour. Hello, Kel. I'm sorry. I had that one set up for the Blackhawks opener when you gave us a curfew and said, hey, it can't be 2 hours. I got to watch it.
When I got to watch the Hawks, sadly, it wasn't a great game to see.
How do you lose to Utah? Like the very first game of their franchise and they lose.
Yeah,
like the Blackhawks.
It was because they were playing in that really nice barn they have in Utah. That had to be it.
It's because Bedard
tried like to do child's rink.
It looks small on TV too. Like it's small when you like look and you're watching and you're like, that looks tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, they're a brand new club. Like, I don't think they had expectations of having because what is it, a basketball stadium? That's it, right?
I don't even know.
Jazz.
I don't even know.
Are they playing in the Jazz's?
I'm pretty sure they're sharing an arena with whatever basketball teams in Utah.
Oh man, that's got to be tiny then.
Yeah, because I think it was like an Instagram thing. Jeremy might have shared it, or I might have shared it with him. There's literally areas in the arena where you can't see the full ice.
If you're behind the net.
Yeah, like in the center of the
like
ice.
the second or third level, I can't tell. You can just see from like the dots in the face-off circle up. You can't see anything from the dots back, so you can't see the net.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good seats.
Not ideal, but I mean, they're working with what they got, I guess. So, but yeah.
Do they at least have a jumbotron so you can watch that?
Yeah, there's a jumbotron.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Why would you want to go to a game and watch the jumbotron? I mean,
I'm just saying, if it goes out of view, you can glance up and look at the jumbotron. You don't want to do that. I mean, heck, the old franchise was in Phoenix, and they were playing at Arizona State's facility, which only held like 10,000 people or something.
Yeah, I think it was like 7,500 or something.
Yeah, so at least this holds a little more than that.
Have you ever been to the Blackhawks game and sat in the very, 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 very last row in the 300 level before, Cal?
Of course.
Yeah, when you're that high, even if you're in the skybox above that, you have like no depth perception. What is it, depth perception? You can't tell if it's a wrist shot in the air or if it's still a shot on the ice because you're just so high up. You can't tell if it's
the employee tickets when they were still doing that were above 300, so in the sky boxes. But once I got that brand new jumbotron, I mean it's blue line to blue line, so you just watch that all the time. But I haven't been back to a game at the United Center in a while. I'm definitely.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about wanting to go to a game in Chicago, but not only in Chicago, but we're trying to get a game together where we can go to the Hurricanes game when you're here for Thanksgiving with your parents. So, Holland, if you'd like to join us.
How far is that from you?
5 hours.
Oh, okay. So just the opposite direction, basically, from where you are.
Yeah, I got to go the other. Yeah, it's probably 4 hours from you, 5 hours from. It's probably 4.5 from you.
4.5. Well, with the way Holland drives, we could. Well, if it depends on if he's awake, if he's awake or not, and if there's
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm cruise control, so we'll still get there at the same amount of time.
Unless whether I'm asleep or
that
awake.
would be fun if we could all go. I don't know how. It's hard because it's a holiday.
Yeah, traveling. She's going to be here for Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, there are.
That's a bad weekend for me. I got to travel to Texas.
Oh, that's right. You have that wedding. You won't
be here. I have a wedding. I will not. Well, no,
I'll
be
here
for Thanksgiving. I'll be here for Thanksgiving weekend. So the wedding is the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. It's the 29th, so it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's probably tough for you.
I was going to say, however, I have to fly a family of 7 to Texas. So I don't know that hopping in the car and driving.
You might as well just get a private jet.
I have anxiety going by myself sometimes. I can't imagine being responsible for 6 other people. I'm good.
Oh, no, they're mostly responsible for themselves. So, like, I'm all right. They're older at this point.
No, but still, like, you're with them. Like, you're traveling as a group. So
it's going to be a Home Alone.
We just tie ropes. It'll
be like Home Alone. Someone's taking the plane to New York.
We don't air tag our bags. We just air tag our children.
Yeah, you need those ropes that connect every kid.
When I was a kid, my parents had like the leash that they put on you. Yeah.
All right. I got a leash.
They never put it on my
story.
brothers. It was kind of felt a little. It wasn't cool.
I got a leash story. So this is totally not hockey related. So I apologize. But I was in 5th grade, and we were at the Fox Valley Mall. My mom, when I wanted to go to the toy store, so we had those. Little hand leashes. So Mandy and I
when you were in 5th grade?
Yeah. Mandy and I went to the toy store. Mandy is 8 years younger, so she was about 2 at the time. My mom went to the store next door. Mandy threw a temper tantrum, like a legit temper tantrum. A lady from across the mall came over to me and said, "What's going on?" And I go, "She's throwing a temper tantrum, but my mom's over there." And she's like, "Well, you guys don't look like each other. What's going on?" She accused me of trying to kidnap Mandy. She was giving no lie. I was freaking out at 5th grade. She's like, "You don't look like it."
How old were you at the time?
I was in 5th grade. Yeah.
Like 11.
Yes. I was freaking out. The lady went and got the security guard. I ran and got my mom, and she goes, "You stay right there. You stay right there." Mandy was like screaming, like yelling. And then my mom came over and was like, "What's going on?" Yeah. True story.
At the Fox Valley Mall, out of all places.
At the Fox Valley Mall, yeah. And then my mom gave her the evil eye. My mom had to talk to the security guard and everything. And all right, sorry about that. That was
awesome leash story.
Yeah, that was my Holland moment.
What are you talking about?
That was my Holland story. Like we're just.
What does that even mean?
A long tangent that has nothing to do with anything.
It had to do with leashes. I don't know why we're talking about leashes, but anyways.
Put you on a leash.
I think we got off topic with the whole travel and the
Who did this? All right, back to hockey.
All right.
Okay, apparently I'm gonna have to run the show. Dang it, after we completely talked about talking about something right when we started, but apparently we're not going to. Kel.
Oh yeah, no, we can.
Oh no, we've already passed that. We have sailed right past that. Go ahead.
No, just do it.
All right, yeah. So be in our sports. The word is spreading. Holland and my friend Hoof called me up today and said, "Hey, poof, titties." He called me and says, "Hey, I'm in Illinois. What's the rink that you played at?" And I go, "Oh, it's all seasons. Where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in Plainfield." So I was like, "Oh yeah, you're about 45 minutes, maybe half an hour, depending on what part of Plainfield you're at." He's like, "Yeah, I'm headed to be in our sports." So I'm like, "Oh, nice." Well, when you go in, most likely Shane will be there. Ask for Marola, but Marola's probably in a meeting because he's just always in a meeting if you ask Shane. So I called Shane, Mr. Personality. I go, "Hey, Shane, it's Jeremy." He's like, "Yeah, I know who it is." I was like, "Cool. How you feeling?" And then he's like, "Taking it day by day."
Period.
Cool. How's the ticker going? So Shane had some heart issues. I don't want to get too much into it without his permission, but he had some heart issues. And then I go, "How you feeling, bud? You all right?" "Yeah, just taking it day by day." "Cool. I thought you'd be a little bit more excited to hear from me." I am.
I am.
And then I go, all right, well, a friend of mine from Savannah's coming into the store. He wants to check it out. Can you have a little bit more pizzazz and a little bit more oomph? Like, I shouldn't tell you how to be, customer service and a little bit how to do your job, but just be excited. Be excited. And then he's like, but I am. I'm like, I got it. Bad heart. You can't get too excited to hear from me. So he was just, it was depressing, Shane. No lie. When I hung up, I called Holland and I said, I got to talk to Holland. I need someone to talk me off the ledge.
And where was I at when you called me? Do you remember?
You were at work.
But do you know specifically where I was at?
You were in the car driving, probably complaining. You're probably complaining about everyone driving around you. Then I'm like, he's like, yeah, some guy cut me off. But Holland,
I wish I was eating my lunch.
You're eating your lunch that you heat up on your.
No, I was sitting. I was sitting on top of a roof.
Oh, he was on top of the roof. Yes, he was.
He was like, "Hey, I got to tell you this story." I'm like, "Hey, I'm on a roof. What is it?" And so he tells the whole thing, and I'm like, "Yep, that sounds about like Hoof, and I guess that's Shane too."
Yeah.
And so, and in the middle of that,
yeah.
Did you ever hear back from him?
Yeah, I talked to him. I tried calling him twice, and it goes right to voicemail. Like,
and then you know what?
The guy went all the way from Plainfield to All Seasons, about a 45-minute drive. Because when I talked to him, he was on 55. Like, he wasn't even on 59. He was on 55. I went in, talked to Shane, bought some skates and left. And they go, oh, no, I'm sorry. Bought some socks. I bought some socks and left.
Like, skates was a big purchase.
I bought some socks and left. I go, you didn't go into the restaurant? I did, but it was closed. And then he goes, but but you know what he really liked? He liked the Zamboni out in front of All Seasons. He goes, the Zamboni out in front of the parking lot is sick.
Oh, yeah, the blue one in the parking lot?
Yeah. And then he goes, what are some good places to eat? And I go, big boy. With your appetite, there's an all-you-can-eat sushi place right down the road.
I'll give you 7.
Yeah, here are my favorites.
Yeah, so I told him about Sushi Naper.
Yeah.
And then he went there. I actually found out about Sushi Naper from Lemke and Hobbs.
Nice little BNR Connect.
Yeah. And then I said, get the Naperville torch roll. And then so didn't hear from him for about maybe 45 minutes. So I wanted to know if he went. And then I was just like, dude, did you go? Like, I haven't heard from you. Did you like the sushi, or what'd you end up doing? And he goes, I loved it. I got like, so he goes,
so him and Shane need to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah. They sound like he's in a pod.
Titties goes, I ate 22 pieces of sushi and I was pretty full. I go, you're welcome, for $35.
22 pieces of sushi.
Yeah, I was pretty full.
Is he talking about individual pieces? He's talking about pieces, right? Not like rolls.
He's got, if he ate 22 rolls.
If he ate 22 rolls.
If he ate 22 rolls, holy cow, then he's going to have rolls. He's going to have titties and rolls,
Extra rolls.
Yes. So that was my Shane moment. I did tell Shane that we do mention him on the podcast, and we do hope that he's getting better as much as we bust his balls. So he's not full-time just yet. He still has to do part-time, and he has tons of doctor's appointments, he said. But, I go, Shane. He just sounded... If Eeyore could talk, I just talked to Eeyore.
Well,
Eeyore does talk.
Does he? Yes. I don't know. I haven't watched Disney.
Bother.
Yeah, he's like super sad all the time, like mopey.
Shaneor. I just talked to Shaneor.
Shaneor.
Yep.
That reminds me, I need to get new socks, so now I'm going to have to order some from Marula.
Yep.
Thanks, Hoof.
My season starts what's today? Yeah, next Tuesday.
Nice. Are you excited?
Okay.
So I joined the team I played on this summer. Sadly, the Great Tits are not having a team this winter/fall.
That's depressing.
It is. We might look into like just doing some tournaments. I'm not really sure who's going to spearhead that because I don't want to. But yeah, it was too much traveling, and the girl who ran it last year doesn't want to do it. So RIP to Great Tits, at least for this season. We do have PBR next year, and we typically play as Great Tits.
To the tits.
We won last year. We're going back for free. That'll be fun. But the men's league team I joined starts next Tuesday, and did my research because I didn't really remember. It was $550, but you get 22 games guaranteed.
Ooh, that's
wow.
nice.
Yeah.
So what is that? That's like $25 a game, realistically. I looked into it, like what level we're in, because it was different for the summer league. I think we're in C technically. They don't do A at this rink, so it just goes B, C, C1, C2, and then D. So basically a B level league for this rink.
So is C? So this is always the thing that gets a little confusing, and I know it's not really that important. So you said it goes B, which is your highest level.
Yep.
Then it goes C, C1, C2. Is that stepping down? So like C is the highest.
I don't know I don't know if that just means because there's so many C level teams. I'm not really sure what the numbers mean, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then
So
I just looked at times. What? Sorry.
I was going to say 550 for 22 games, right?
Yeah.
Does that
That's
include playoffs?
No.
Okay, so all seasons, roughly for a full, because it's 3,000 per team, and that's 12 games plus at least one playoff game. But if you play on my team, you're probably going to play about 15 games and then lose in the 16th game, which is the championship. So that roughly comes out. I told Holland that roughly comes out to what with our roster. We have some full-time players and part-time players. It's roughly about 220 for 13, maybe 14, 15 games.
That's not terrible. It's
that's about right where you're at. That's about the same.
Yeah,
which is
and
pretty
then
good.
There's another men's league team, a lot lower level, that plays south of where I live, and I did that the past couple of seasons. I'm just doing that like as a sub to get extra playing time since like my women's team isn't playing. But this league that I'm starting in, I just looked and the latest time is 10:15, so I'm not really happy about that. But
that's the latest it'll start.
That's the latest, and I'm a 30-minute drive away. So
not terrible though. You still be home by midnight or a little after.
That's if I don't get peer pressured to go upstairs because there's a bar. But
all right, so you'll be home by 1:30 or a little after.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I might have to just dodge out of the locker room real quick from those 10-15 games to avoid that. But it's what?
I was going to say, before I officially started dating Holland, after every one of my games, I would end up leaving right away. But then probably January, February, right when Corey left for his deployment, he was like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? And I'm like, oh, sure, why not? Then it turned into every game, and I'm not getting home till like 1 a.m. now, or
That's
almost 1:30. It's so late, and usually I get home just in time, like 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock, and then I can just casually watch Jersey Shore, fall asleep by midnight. But now I'm hanging out with Holland.
Yeah,
Holland lives 15 minutes from the rink. Depending on the traffic, might be a half an hour. Sometimes I can get home fast enough in 25 minutes. But
that's the thing. Like you're like awake from playing. So even if you get home at midnight,
I'm awake. I'm awake because Holland says some mean shit to me after a game, and then I sit there in
Are
silence.
you thinking about it or what?
All the like
so mean.
Before there were times where he would say like
the best one.
I would
the best one ever. And this was hilarious because I didn't mean it as a negative thing. I meant it like as a hey, I've gotten used to playing with you. Abdu and I don't play together a ton, and so when I would drop in and play at C League, the pace of the C League and the pace of our A League are like really, really different paces. And Abdu knows that. He reffed the A League All-Star game with me, and he said, screw that. I don't even want to ref it. It's too fast. And I was like, yeah, that's even like our All-Star game was probably one of the cleanest, just like straightforward games. But it's fast. The play is fast. The style of play is fast. Like it's all. And so I dropped in and had been playing, I don't know, 2 or 3 games, and I had just rifled some passes to Abdu, trying to feed him out of the zone, and just was 40 feet off. I mean, just was way, way off. Again, speed of game is just way different. And so I'm thinking it's got to be hard. It's got to be way out ahead of him. And I was leading him way, way too far. So finally we connect on one of those. I think he scored on it. And we got to the bench, and I'm like, hey, nice finish or whatever, buddy. And I was like, I finally got adjusted to your speed, meaning like, hey, I'm down at C. I get it. I understand. Abdu immediately just goes into super depression mode, messages me the next morning, is like, you said something that just ate me alive. Like I drove home all night thinking about it. I couldn't sleep.
I didn't even have the radio
what did
on.
I say? What are you talking about? He's like, you said you finally adjusted to my speed. I'm like, no, it's not that. Like I didn't mean it that way, but
level that we're playing in based on.
Oh no, I drove home. Usually I listen to like some post-game victory music. I had to call Shane just to feel better.
That's who you called to cheer you up?
No, I didn't call Shane. I really called
Oh wait, Shane picks up the phone that late. He's like, I'm sleeping.
He's like, what's
sleeping.
up? Well, he was, he was sleeping. I can guarantee you it wasn't because he was with a chick.
oh god.
So
don't be mean.
I can be mean. I can be mean. You should hear some of the stuff he says to me. All right.
Is it like tit for tat, or is he being like over the top and you just, or what?
No, it's just friendly brother banter. So that's why I feel comfortable busting his chops.
Got it.
So yeah, and then there was me and Corey were driving to Jacksonville, and I don't know what I said. I said it on the podcast, but I don't know what I said. I said, be careful, you might have to drive slow or something like that. And he goes, yeah, now you know what it's like playing with you. What did I say?
I don't remember.
You said something. Yeah, you said something. And
everything's I think you said something about traffic slowing down or something.
Yeah, and the left-hand lane, getting the right-hand lane. He's like, yeah, now you know what it's like playing with Abdu. And I just hung up on him. And Corey just laughed, and I said, I'll push you out.
That was an intentional one. That one was on purpose. That was on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he says some mean stuff. And then it got to the point where after every game, not only do we go out and have a late night snack, but then we leave. We hang out in the parking lot for another 20 minutes. And then as soon as we get in the car,
don't have a restaurant. We don't have a restaurant at the rink, right? So the closest restaurant's probably a 5 to 10 minute walk. It's about 3 or 4 blocks away. You're in downtown Savannah. So
you can walk to it? That's cool.
Yeah, so it's not a bad walk. It's a bar restaurant. It's probably a little better than typical bar food. Would you say? Would you agree with that? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so it's a step above. I wouldn't say it's like insanely
good. Is that not
good
common at the rinks there? Like there's no bar or restaurant typically.
So where we play, Cal, I showed you the video. It's not really a rink. It's an
old like Coliseum.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Is that
there's no
you guys that you would
yes.
play? Okay.
Yeah. So there's no now what they're building out here closer to me is a 2-sheet facility that the Ghost Pirates organization is building for their long-term practice facility, and it's gonna have a restaurant inside of it. It's gonna look a lot like Jacksonville's.
The food is good.
And so Jacksonville's restaurant was really good. So I imagine they'll do something really similar, but it's gonna take a minute. I'd be willing to bet we would play out there. We're gonna play out there probably a full year before we have a restaurant inside there, running and operating. The stories I've been told was that we'll get a single sheet to begin with. It'll probably take a year to get the second sheet fully up and operational, which means I don't think they'll have the restaurant. But again, they would make a ton of money on that restaurant from all the guys coming in hockey, all the people, like parents bringing kids, like all the public skate. Like they're going to make a killing on that.
It's super common on the rinks here, at least in Denver, local, like all the suburbs, all the rinks have bars and restaurants. Like,
yeah, this place is ice rink specific and meant for like restaurant and everything like that. Where we're playing now is more of like a amphitheater, and then they tear it down completely on one half of the side.
Oh yeah, I've seen like videos that you've sent me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we usually make the little 3-block walk to a place called Hitch Trailer Park. Yeah, it's got 2 names. But anyways, it's not a bad little place. We go in there probably a couple times a week. And most of the staff in there kind of recognizes, knows who we are and all. And so after we get done walking to the restaurant and eating something and then having a beer or two, we walk back to the parking lot, and then we usually end up standing in the parking lot for the 30 minutes, just like chewing the fat. So yeah, it is 100% like midnight before we ever leave typically. There's been some like 1:30 like departures as well.
When I first moved out here, there was a women's summer league I played in, and it doesn't have a bar or restaurant, so we would just sit in the parking lot and drink afterwards.
See,
and had a couple too many late nights. Yeah, I do too. I kind of miss that when you have a bar and a restaurant. You're not forced to go up there, but like you want to like support the rink and like
Yeah, and if anything, it's just a place to sit down and hang out.
Yeah.
You know,
But sometimes I just miss like bringing my own beer and not spending a shit ton of money upstairs at the bar. But
hey, what did you think of the zeros that Holland didn't send you?
oh yeah, I'm still waiting for those to show up. It's been a few weeks since you said you would send those. No,
You've been
probably a
tracking
couple
it.
months at this moment.
You've been trying. Whoa.
Mhm.
Relax. Not been a couple of months.
I think so. When's the last pod I did? Last month?
We didn't say it. We didn't say it then.
When did you say it? The first pod? That's even worse.
It wasn't either one of those pods. Relax.
That's even
Seymour.
worse.
Calm down, lady.
I think it was on the last pod. You said, yeah, I'll send you something.
It wasn't. We were talking about it. We talked about it when we did.
Pod.
I think it was the last pod, Holland.
I do too.
It's been a month. We were not talking about it on the last podcast. We said we would get
Month's
you some.
too long. I'm thirsty over here.
You haven't drank anything in a month?
Nope, just waiting for those zeros.
Waiting on those zeros?
Oh my gosh.
Just dehydrated as heck.
You're going to be like a prune. You're going to look like a California sun raisin.
Wait, what do the zeros taste like? Are they good?
Yeah.
Ask Holland.
Yeah, I think they're good.
What kind of flavors do you got? I wouldn't know since none are here.
Yeah, that's true. But I can tell you all about them.
Gee,
I have some in my refrigerator, but I'm not going to go get them right now. They have 4 flavors. So I think their competition is, what is that stuff? Is it High Noon? Is that one of those seltzery type things?
High Noon is alcohol.
Yeah.
So are zeros.
Zeros are alcohol.
Oh, my bad. Why did I think it was an energy drink? This whole time I thought it was an energy drink.
You know why? Because I told you one of them.
I
told you one of them tasted like a vodka Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A Red Bull.
So the base ingredient in all these is vodka. I think they're all 5% alcohol.
Kelly she's licking her lips like,
Those sound good.
Yeah. And so
Googling them.
Have you ever had were you ever a grape soda person?
More of a Fanta gal, but
okay. So like a grape Fanta, is that what you're talking about? Like
orange Fanta.
Orange. Okay, so if you're an orange Fanta person, then you would probably dig the creamsicle they have. It's kind of like an orange soda and a cream soda mixed together. Yeah, that's what's actually in my fridge right now. So the grape sickles. So everything is a sickle. So they have a grape sickle, a cream sickle.
What's the Red Bull one?
Cran sickle, power sickle. Yeah, so it's kind of designed to taste like a Red Bull vodka. The cransicle is like a cranberry vodka.
Can I put in a request for the creamsicle and the?
I'm going to send you all of them. I'm going to send you a 4-pack of all of them. So,
when's that coming? In the next 2 months? No.
Yeah.
So
you got a sundial? You got a sundial around your house anywhere? I'll give you a dot to put on it. I'll let you.
My nephew. They sell them at the Alabama football stadium, and my nephew just turned 21. And
does he drink them now?
Yeah, my nephew tried them. My brother-in-law and my sister and my brother went to go watch my nephew play hockey, and Cooch sent him home with a whole bunch of samples. And I talked to my brother. I go, "What'd you think of the zeros?" And my brother goes, and he lives in Aurora, Colorado. He goes, "Those things are amazing." He's like, "I'll do whatever it takes to be a spokesman for the zeros here." And I said, "Well, you have to get naked, but you have to wear pasties." He's like, "I'll do it for these things. I'll do it for these things." Austin, at the last home game week 3 for football, the hockey team had like a little tent, and he sent me and Cooch a text, and he goes, "It just sold 200 cans before the game even started."
Are they like not online or anything? Like I can't.
You can't buy them online. It's zerosbeverage.com. It's ZEROE.
Okay.
Beverage. Like the hat.
I see.
Like the hat.
We live a half an hour from Savannah.
Veteran owned.
Yes.
That guy.
We live.
That's it.
Yeah, you can't buy them out of.
So they're in Florida. They're in Georgia. They're not in Carolina yet. They are
definitely not here then. Okay.
No. So he's only had them on market for about 2 years.
I want this one. Power sickle.
Yeah, I got you. Calm down. Calm down.
Merry Christmas.
Calm
2028.
At this
2028.
Ho, ho, ho.
Be the next face of Zeros. Oh, I could be a spokesperson.
You could be a
zero.
You could be the model. They're
Zeros.
looking for a Zeros model.
They're looking for a Miss Zeros.
Learn more. I'm probably not a good candidate if they're not selling them out here.
You're not a good candidate.
They're going to fly. They'll fly you wherever they're hawking them at. So they're ramping up to try to get them in all 50. When we were in Nashville, doing our tournament thing. So Rob, the guy that travels with us, he's one of the owners of it. And he went out. Part of the reason he went to Nashville, other than playing hockey, was they actually set up a meeting with.
So he goes to like beverage distributors, shit like that.
He wasn't. So he did that when we went to Atlanta. He went to a bunch of bars and distribution places and was introducing the drink to those guys. But what he was doing in Tennessee was actually meeting with state legislators to, because Tennessee has a very different set of liquor laws apparently than a lot of other states. And so it's almost like a county by county thing, but you have to get it approved at the state level. So that's what he was doing when we were in Nashville, is he was getting it approved, and they actually flew out a day earlier, got it all approved. And so it should hit the Tennessee market in another 5 or 6 months, something like that. So he's been working with an attorney and trying to get all of the like legal stuff done ahead of time so that they basically, when they pull the trigger, it can just start rolling through a bunch of different states. So, cool. But they're really, really young. They had like our very first season, so 2 years ago, was kind of its initial rollout. It had a completely different like can and all that sort of stuff. And the drink formulas were a little bit different, and they were kind of the initial, like the beta models of them. And so what you see now is like the second version of that. They changed some of the formulas around a little bit, so they weren't quite as sweet as the original ones were. They kind of had like less of a sugary taste, I think, was what they were trying to get out of it. And so, but
you'll like them, Cal. You will
many
like
of the like sugary or extra sweet, and like
so that's
only have a couple, you know.
Like So Rob's a big, like, I don't want to call him a meathead, but he's a big like muscle dude, like works out all the time and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so one of the big things that Rob was adamant about was like, I want to be able to go to the beach or wherever and drink and not feel like I'm like eating a dinner every time I eat something or drink something. And so you can drink. Rob and I, we were in Jacksonville, we sat on the beach and drank literally just he and I a cooler of these things by ourselves. So probably.
And you didn't feel like shit afterwards?
Nope. It's like vodka, so you don't get hungover.
You don't get a hangover. And there's zero carbs, zero sugar. So
So whenever you want to send those my way, I can test them out for you. Speaking of tournaments, I just did one. What was it? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, tell us about that, because you posted a cryptic picture of great tits or trashy tits, and we weren't really sure what it meant.
Yes.
Trashy tits.
Trash tits. So, okay, we had one game Friday, and it was against.
Where were you guys at?
Oh, sorry, my bad. It was in Breckenridge, so it's about hour 30 from Denver. Not a bad drive. This is a Oktoberfest tournament. I've played in it the past 2 years, now the past 3. And it's usually pretty good competition. We play in the A level, the competitive level for women. And then we play 1 game Friday, 2 Saturday, and then 2 Sunday, because we made it all the way to the final. Friday was against the Lady Hurricanes or some shit. I can't remember what their exact team name was, but they had professional women hockey players on their team. Clearly girls who have played D1. They were extremely good. We were down 3 players, like a super short bench the first period, hung with them. Second period went downhill. I think we lost like 7-2. So not our finest hour, and I felt like shit because we did not help our goalie out, but we were gassed. You're playing at a higher elevation as well. You have girls who haven't really played a ton. A lot of us haven't played together. It was like half great tits and then half people I had to like recruit to play. So that was Friday. Saturday we had a like noon game, did well. We played at night against the Breckenridge team, barely won, like 2-1 or something. And then we played Sunday against some of our friends on a different Denver team. That was a fun game to play. And then we played that Carolina team again in the final and lost 5-0. No one could score on that team. They had 1 goal against the entire weekend, and it was in our game. I'm sorry. Yeah, we only lost 7-1, not 7-2 on Friday. We only had one goal against them all weekend, and it was our team. Like, that's how good they were. The goalie was good. Every person was good. So tough go. We didn't win, but it was a fun tournament. They shut down downtown Breckenridge. I don't mean shut down, but they like block it off, and they have all these food and beer vendors. All the businesses are open, so you can walk from the rink. It's a 5-10 minute walk to get down there.
And that's a pretty area too.
It's really, really pretty. I've been in the winter as well to like walk around downtown. I haven't skied Breckenridge or anything, but
it's my favorite skiing resort.
You Breckenridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a different path than what I have, so I haven't skied it or anything. But it was really fun hockey. Kind of hard when you have a shorter bench. We were short 2 people basically the entire tournament. We had these 2 younger girls come and play with us, and they played 1 game and then like never came back. It was really weird. So
wait,
won't be asking
one of your teammates?
What was that about?
Why did they bounce?
We had 2 girls play from. I'm sorry, they played 2 games. They played Friday, which they were late to, and then they played Saturday morning and left. I don't even remember how we knew them. It was like a friend of a friend. But yeah, they just never came back. We had games Saturday night and Friday, and then Sunday we had 2, and they just like weren't there. And they took the 2 jerseys that they were like using. Those are girls on.
I hate that.
Yeah, so I did like text Melissa, who's like our team captain, like whatever, and I was like, they like didn't give me the jerseys back, so I told them they need to return it to your house otherwise. And like they were just terrible at communicating. Like I don't know if that's like a generational thing.
Were they any good?
One was like pretty decent. The other girl not so much. They were both defensemen, but we just needed bodies at that point because half of Great Tits couldn't play. But circling back to the trash photo, the first game against the Carolina girls, I was skating past their bench, and one of them said, "This is trash hockey," like basically talking shit about our team and whatever. And I don't know what they expected, if they knew about what the team's level of play is, or I don't know. So yeah, that's what we went by the rest of the weekend was trash tits instead of great tits.
Can I use that?
Every locker room has a garbage can in the middle. So like Amy, the girl you saw on my Instagram story, would like go in the middle and take a picture with the garbage can every game. It was our mascot for the weekend.
The garbage can.
Can I use the trash tits for our social media?
Sure. Yeah, the girls would love it. That's hilarious.
All right.
We'll tag them.
So yeah, we
can't tag them. But.
We had a good time. It was in the last game. The final was like 2:45 in the afternoon. That was the only bummer. And like we had expectations of like not winning. So we just like weren't happy. That's
hard. Yeah, that's hard to get
like,
up for.
This team again, like they were just. I mean, they were really good. They were tough to play against. We did our best to hold on to. It was 0-0 for the first period, but same thing. Like they just once they started scoring in the second, it was like. The floodgates were open and they couldn't stop scoring. So it's a bummer. And I don't think I can go to it next year, but it is what it is.
You had to put this one together, right? Didn't you have to get all the girls together and stuff?
Yeah, well, so it was my other friend, Melissa, who ended up actually not being able to play in it. She runs Great Tits as well. She ended up hurting her ankle, so she couldn't play. Didn't come for the weekend, but she signed us up, and then I had to like help her get people to play. And I booked the Airbnb, all that kind of stuff. So.
Nice. Should you guys all stay in one Airbnb?
Yeah, which is really fun. It was only a 5-minute drive from the rink.
Nice.
Enough space for everyone. I think we had 9 or 10 people stay for like the entire weekend. But it slept up to like 12. Had a hot tub. So that was
no boyfriends, just the girls, right?
Just the girls. We have done like friends or significant others in the past just to like make it cheaper. But I kind of just put the boot down of like, let's just have it be us. And I think a couple of the girls' boyfriends came like over, but they didn't stay. So yeah, it was fun. Good weekend, good hockey. But I don't have a tournament till Pond, so January. I don't have any like local tournaments or anything.
I think you told us last time you were. I think you told us. Did you fall?
Did you fall
at the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah. No falling in front of the bench.
Because someone else asked me that because they know I fall a lot, but I actually didn't fall as much as I normally do.
Success.
The third game got pretty physical, and so there was some falling there. I just like got really into my head and like got competitive. It wasn't necessary, but I got 2 penalties that game. So
Really?
Angry Kelly.
Whoa.
yeah, I think I just like, and I was like, I'm not trying to blame it on alcohol, but like we had been drinking all day. It was a 9 o'clock game. Like it was a lot, but it's fine.
You don't want to. You don't want to piss off. You don't want to piss off Kelly. You don't want to piss off Kelly. I've said that.
Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't send the zeros.
What?
Maybe I won't send the zeros.
I want to try them. You have to send them. You said you would.
Get an email.
Please?
Who fed this lady these drinks? She's really angry during league play. What is the deal?
What is the deal? Yeah, I mean, it was.
She said they're just energy drinks.
Wait, I said that. I think.
What kind of energy drinks are these?
I'm sorry. We had 2 games Friday. So yeah, Saturday's game was only 1 and it was at 9. So it was just like a long day of like drinking and waiting to play. So
yeah,
not my best moment, but
when did you play no, you said you played them first. Never mind.
Yeah, they were Friday at noon. Then we had a game at 6, and then we played the Breckenridge team at 9 on Saturday. So that's my bad.
You had said that I think we were talking to you about leagues and seasons and stuff the last time we chatted. You said it was looking a little tough for the Great Tits anyways, because not just because of, I mean, I think you already mentioned like, hey, some of the girls can't do it. The girls have been running, it's going to step away, and stuff like that. But you had mentioned that like it was even getting hard just for you guys to like schedule and play other teams because it was hard getting the other teams together.
Yeah, the highest level for this women's league, they're all spread out. Like there's a bunch of mountain towns in them. So there's a Breck team, there's a Vale team, there's an Aspen team. Breck's not hard to get to, but the Vale and Aspen teams are far. And like we played Aspen last year, not trying to dog them, but like they're not good. It's typically like there's a bunch of older women on the team. Like we go and play them and it's like 8-1, and that's us. That's stopping, shooting, like that's passing. Like it's not fun for either teams involved.
Correct, yeah.
And we literally got stuck in like a snowstorm last year. No one wants to do that again. Like you drive, it's supposed to be 3.5 hours, turns into like 6-hour drive just to get there to play shitty hockey. Like not fun for anyone. So that was the dilemma with having the team again. Like, do we want to play in B, which B would be not fair. Like we're already killing teams in A. So we just couldn't really find an alternative. So that's why we might just do tournaments instead. So
that was gonna be my next question. So are there other options for you guys to play? But I guess not at the level you guys are playing.
Not in like an all women's league. You could put an all women's league and men's league, but none of that. That's another thing. Girls don't really. It's half and half split. I don't mind playing boys, but there are others that don't want to do that. So
do you have a preference? Like, would you rather play on an all girls team, or would you rather play on half and half?
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like playing all girls is definitely just a different feel, different like mindset. I feel like playing with boys is typically just better competition wise. Like it's hard when all I have to go off of is the women's league that I played in here. Like I didn't play women's hockey in Illinois. I don't really know how common it is there. I play way more hockey here. I think I don't know. It's tough. I think I would prefer to play with girls just because I can, like, it's easier to relate. We can change in the locker room and not be weird. Like just weird shit like that you play on a men's team. Like I have to wait to go use the showers and wait till they're done, or like vice versa.
Do you dress in the men's locker room, or do you always dress in a separate locker room?
So before if I don't know the team, like obviously all the rinks have women's locker rooms. There are now 4 girls on my men's league team, me being one of them. So we all just change in there. I don't really care. I mean, I don't like it completely, to be blunt, like naked in front of people, but the boys do. So
the boys get completely naked?
The guys go.
They don't care.
No trunks, nothing in front of you with you guys in there.
Wow.
Majority of my team are married men or have girlfriends too, but
still,
I don't know.
I don't think I would. I would feel bad. And I mean, I'm not dogging your guys.
They're not I mean, most of them are pretty like, they're not, shouldn't say that because some of them do. Like some of them that will stand there and have full on conversations with each other, like just balls and dick out. But
yeah. So
why is that funny?
So
just what he
true.
said.
But then there are other guys who'll be like, they'll be
You could have said
respectful.
completely
Have to, like,
naked balls.
they'll have their towel and they'll just like go to the shower and come back. But
so
I used to just get changed by myself. But if there's other girls in there in the locker room, then I feel less, I don't know, awkward or uncomfortable.
I would feel awkward just getting butt.
I would
not. Here's the thing too, like I just try not to think about it, and I'm really like I'll like face the wall if I have to like change my top or like whatever. Like they're not seeing anything from me. It's just me having to deal with like seeing them essentially.
But see, that's the part, like even like the phrasing you use there, like the having to deal with. And I know, again, I'm not dogging your guys.
I mean,
and you're
fair,
saying,
like we're the girls that are choosing to get dressed.
Yeah, you choose to go in there, but still.
Yeah, and I guess
I don't know.
It goes back to like team. I don't know if morale or like it's just like you don't feel part of the team when you're getting dressed in a fucking closet. To be frank, like oh, you need to change. Go ahead and go get dressed in a it's got a bench or like a chair. Like you just.
I'll tell you what, I would feel more part of the team if I got dressed in the girls' locker room than the men's locker room.
Yeah,
I feel like I could relate more to you guys.
Hey guys, the estrogen levels make me feel good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not for everyone, and I get it. Like it is kind of like an uncomfortable thing, but I just like try not to think about it. And
again, it's not like you're going in there taking pictures. You're like, hey, smile.
And like the boys are all pretty respectable, so if there was an issue, then like I would just
their balls are out.
Balls and dick and balls.
It's just I don't know. That seems weird.
I'll tell you what, Kel. I love you to death.
So I get completely undressed, but like if I know we played on teams where like a wife might come running in and stuff, or like kids. So I don't like if I take my jock and stuff off, I throw a towel around my waist.
0 kids or 0 wives.
100%. 100%. Yeah. No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, if I think there's even the chance of like a female coming in the locker room, I'm gonna wrap a towel. I don't have a female on my A-League team. But we know a couple teams that do have females in there, and all the guys that get undressed in those locker rooms out of respect for her, like they'll throw a towel around their waist if they need to get completely naked. They'll go to the shower with the towel on, pull the curtain, because we have individual stalls, pull the curtain too, and then throw the towel like over, so that like she doesn't have to like, hey, I'll just look away, it's okay. And I think it's kind of what her guys, those guys on that team have said, like, hey, we want her to be a part of the locker room, so we're going to accommodate by modifying our behavior. I get what I'm not dogging your guys, I get what you're saying, like, hey, it's their locker room.
We're choosing to go in there. So there's a boys team and they're going to be boys. And so if we don't want to deal with that, then we can go change in the other locker room.
Yeah, I love you to death, Kel, and you're one of my close friends, but I'm telling you right now, if you play in one of the tournaments with the Zeros, you are not allowed to come in the locker room.
No, you can come in the locker room. Just
you can't. No,
you'll see dick and balls.
No, I am not, Cal. Out of respect,
amounts. And don't worry, everybody's married, my friends, so it's all good.
Out of respect to my friends in the locker room, and for the sake of your eyes, I would say, Cal, you know what? Just meet us out in the hallway. Like, plus, on top of that, I don't want the fun to get ruined because there's a girl in there. I feel like I would be missing out on some of the shenanigans.
I would add the fun though in the locker room.
I was going to say that. I feel like that's a worse dig than anything.
Yeah.
I feel like Kel would actually probably fit in. I feel like Kelly would probably fit in pretty well in the Zeros locker room.
I don't want to expose too much.
Like,
genitalia aside.
Yeah. Balls aside. The one girl whose team is that she's played on for multiple seasons, she's like been married for like 9 years. Her husband's not on the team. But she's the one who had me added to the team. She's gotten changed in there, like doesn't care, is like one of the guys. Another girl on my team is gay, like, so she doesn't care if boys or whatever, like, and then there's me. So it's just like an interesting dynamic. Right. The fourth girl who's joining our team, I don't know what she's going to want to do. She is soon to be married, like in a couple weeks.
Have you prepared her? Have you prepared her?
If you were to come into our locker room,
you're going to see everybody's wrench when you come in here.
Well, it's funny because like Amy, who's our friend who we've known from Great Tits, who plays on this team, like She's a character. She's hilarious. I think Meg knows what she's like getting herself into. Like Amy's for sure warned her, like, hey, this is how the team is, like blah blah blah.
Like, I'm getting
And if
ready to
she
get
hasn't, she'll
married. I'm
find
so
out
excited
next,
to play in this men's league.
she'll find out next Tuesday.
Yeah. She's coming home and her
you got to let us know how
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
She
about
might
it.
be
I
one
just
of
don't
those-
want to talk about it. How did the game go? The game was fine, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. It's just like
It's so weird. She took the jersey and she never showed up after the game. After that game, she took the jersey and she just never showed up. There's a repeating offense here.
I don't know if she ordered a jersey. I don't know.
Maybe that's why those other two girls never showed up. They just were offended by your locker room.
That's funny too, because the locker room that we were in for the first game was really small. Like no showers, nothing. Two little
Like
benches.
the all seasons women's locker room, because that's like a storage closet for the women.
Yeah,
on the red
bit
rink.
bigger. Yeah, a bigger than those, but just still not big enough for like our goalie shit took up like half the room. Like,
yeah,
just I don't know who they made those for. Like
that was that last locker room when we were in Nashville. We had a really nice locker room our first 2 games, plenty big. And then our last locker room, I don't know, it was like a goofy L shape. And like legit, I was in a corner with like 7 of our guys. I was like, why are we all sitting in this corner? What is going on?
Yeah,
I just wanted to lay down.
They have an outdoor rink that's like covered, but you can see like the trees and stuff outside in the mountains. And then the other rink is fully inside. And the outdoor rink is the ones with like the really shitty locker rooms. But they're really nice in the indoor rink. So I guess kind of if you wanted to go shower, you'd like walk all the way through the lobby and into the other rink. So I just was like, I'll go to the Airbnb. I'm good.
That's what our rink is. If you get dressed on the locker rooms on the scorekeeper side of the facility, the showers are all cold, so you have to walk all the way around to the other side. So you have to walk into the other team's locker room and take a shower.
Jesus, that's rough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is.
It's okay. Doesn't bother me.
Hey boys, I'm just gonna use the shower real quick.
Yeah. What's happening, guys? Everybody kind of knows everybody. There was though. I will say, was it what game was it? It was y'all's playoff game, and somebody. It was the guy that we have a code name for him, but I can't think of it now. You know what I'm talking about?
Eminem.
The guy that ran his. Yeah. Do you remember it was the playoff game?
Yeah, and he comes in.
He speared Cooch. So he speared our buddy Rob Cooch right in the junk, like right in the nuts. Like I was up in the stands watching because it was playoff stuff, and I was just kind of keeping an eye on everything.
Are you guys wearing like cups or jocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I make sure everyone wears one before the game. They all line up, and I just grab them.
You check them all?
Hey. Okay, everybody seems
I don't wear one.
You don't wear what are they? It's not a
Jill.
cup
They're
for
called
you
a
guys.
Jill.
Yeah.
Jill? You don't?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Probably should. But...
Delicate question here. Have you ever caught a puck in your no-no square?
No.
In your ovaries, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Never?
No, I've gotten like sticks, but not a puck.
So you've taken like a stick between the legs before?
Yeah, or like, you trip and
I feel like that was a really inappropriate question.
That's okay.
Sorry. That was not.
They're just like not comfortable personally to wear. I don't, so I just take, it's like a flat piece. So I just take it out. But if I do get hit there, it might be a problem. So I probably should wear it, but I don't even know if I have the piece anymore for it. It's just interesting, like, cause I have some friends that like won't wear shoulder pads either. And I'm like, what if you get hit in the like chest? That's not going to feel good. Like, I don't get it.
I didn't start wearing shoulder pads till this last season. If you listen to one of our podcasts, I had a friend on James. He had surgery on his shoulder. He had a couple. Yeah. In a men's league game, he broke his shoulder, collarbone. Had to have surgery.
Shoulder. No, he wasn't wearing shoulder pads.
There you go.
But
exactly.
Come on. I know that's.
Do you not wear shoulder pads?
No.
I didn't up until last season.
Still not wearing them. Like, I don't get it. You want to look smaller or something? Like, what why aren't we wearing shoulder pads? It's to protect.
Kel, are you small shaming me again?
Yeah, you fat shaming them because
I don't.
Dwight, we need to send an email. Send an email to Kelly Seymour, Dwight.
I don't understand why she doesn't wear her shoulder pads. Like, what is that?
I don't wear them because they've always been restrictive for me. They've always driven me nuts, and so I would wear like the smallest pads I could get my hands on, and so I just, when I got out of college and didn't have, like, it wasn't a requirement anymore, it was the first thing I took off.
You do feel,
but I don't take a bunch of shots to the chest or anything. And it's not,
yeah,
I mean,
you do.
Okay.
Gross.
So I don't, what a pervert.
I don't know. I don't.
But I can understand why I mean, girls, it's a little bit, like you said, if you get shot in the chest, you'd be like, hey, all right, shoulder pads would have helped out a little bit.
It's not
there.
gonna
That would
feel
have
good
been
on
nice.
you either, but like, I just don't. I don't know. If I had a choice, but I can't do it because I fall so much, and you would literally fuck your shit up. I don't like wearing. I hate elbow pads. Mine are so big.
No, I've
so
seen too many guys. I've
Well,
seen too many
same. Like,
guys.
I'll never not wear
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
wear them once for a pond tournament. I fucking fell per usual. And what do you think I fell on? My elbow.
Yeah, I've seen too many guys rupture like that Burris sack behind their elbow.
Oh yeah,
Like,
nasty.
no, I'm out. Yeah, no way. I just got new elbow pads that are bigger than the older ones.
Yeah,
So,
mine are pretty big because I fall. So
I'm fine with that. The shoulder stuff is always like, I couldn't turn my head particularly well with my shoulder
what kind of
pads.
shoulder pads are you
That's
wearing?
what I'm saying. He's got like defensive lineman ones that are way up here, like the DNR ones.
The hard plastic with
the
like
Riddell,
the
Riddell shoulder.
That was the name brand. They were Riddells. Yeah. Some chick told me in high school, she was like, you look small. So I was like, I'll look bigger now.
So we got to get back to cooching the balls.
Are you guys doing shields, cages? What's the like?
So I got Abdi wears a cage.
As you should. He's smart.
I wore so I didn't wear anything for a long time. And then when I came back, I bought a visor, and it was a cheap, crappy visor, and it was actually like causing the helmet to flex this way, and it was pinching my head. So then I skated for a little bit without it.
Yeah.
And then I took a puck to the chin, which the visor would not have protected me at all. So I bought a cage that I got a bunch of heat for.
A white cage, Kelly.
Because it was white. But I had, the backstory on that is when I was a kid.
That's what I told him.
That's what I told him. When I was a kid.
Listen to me unless it comes to diet.
I didn't see an Oreo one available. So when I was a kid.
The internet.
I have the internet, Kel.
What do you live under a rock?
We know you do.
It's the rock I live under. So yeah, I ended up with a solid white cage because I had a white cage when I was a kid. I had an old white Jofa cage when I grew up playing. So that's what I was trying to get my hands on. I ordered the wrong size. It was too small. And so I was having to look through the chin cup. So the very first game I went out wearing it after busting my chin, after the first period, I went to the locker room and peeled it off and threw it down. And I skated like half the season with nothing, just the helmet. And I finally got a decent visor and put the visor back on. And so I've been skating with the visor.
I don't get why the boys need to do that.
Do you remember Jason from Clark's Car Care?
I just hate my cage. I can't see through it.
No, you're asking me, Jason.
Yeah, Cal. Remember Clark's Car Care where I took my car where they had the massage chair?
Oh, yeah, I went once.
So Jason, I played hockey with Jason, and he wore a visor, and I wore a visor at the time. He just took an accidental stick to the face, and he had a Duncan Keith, all of his front teeth.
Yeah.
And then from right then and there, I went, and I don't know if you remember Aaron Blattner.
Aaron, your firefighter.
No, that's Aaron Calhoun.
Sorry.
He took one right to the chiclet too, and but Jason, he was spitting out like chunks of his like parts of his teeth. You could see the nerve ending, and then right then and there, that game.
Like, I'm getting a cage.
I went right to cage right after that.
Hey, I had a guy on my team last season take a puck right before I took the puck to the chin. He took one to the mouth. He was in front of the net. And he got dumped right as one of our guys let a shot go, and so our guy shot him right in the mouth, knocked two of his teeth out.
Yeah, I take my cage off for pond, which I still get really nervous about doing. Mm-hmm. It's like half and half. Half the girls will leave it on. Half of us will take it off. I don't know. Pond is a little less likely that you'll get hit, but you can
still get it. I don't know.
People will high stick you, or the puck will take a weird bounce. Like,
yep. And it's just not worth the added trip to the dentist and all that. You know,
yeah, no, I'm good.
I got a good buddy that's a dental surgeon, so we're good.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Might be some incriminating photos of me
if you have any
after
problems.
I go see him, but because he plays hockey with us. But
we got to get to the M&M story in the shower.
Oh yeah. So,
Oh yeah.
well, the story we're telling you about showers, having to walk all the way across the shower. So
Cooch was getting a puck jab to him
Abdu,
in the balls,
yeah,
and I hate
Abdu,
this guy. I'm
So
not a big fan of
this
him.
guy has been a problem in our league before.
Okay.
He argued with a ref till he was blue in the face and got ejected from a game for it. We watched him go after one of the older guys on Abdu's team one time that is not a particularly great skater. And so just really, really weird the way he acts and the way he got in a back and forth email with one of the head referees and with us and all this other stuff. It's just a mess, man. And so the guy
He
thinks he
told one
knows
of
a
the
ton about
referees.
hockey.
He told one of the referees, "You better turn your head because I'm going after Abdu." And then Hoffman, shout out Hoffman, just gave him a cross check to the back, which is very not like Hoffman
Rare.
to do. Yeah.
So, anyways, we get in the playoffs, and Abdu's team, the Zeros, is playing this guy's team, and it's very lopsided game. Abdu's team is a much better. I think they were the number one team.
You guys are
And
on the same team?
So we were not this past season because we didn't. So all we had was an A league and a C league. We had an A league and a C league, and they were really, the C league guys were really, really anti. Don't let A league guys drop in and play C league, because the C league was basically like taking a B, a C, and a D league and mashing it all together on a bunch of different teams.
Okay.
And so if you stuck an A league guy in there, they really stuck out like a sore thumb. Like
They
it
didn't
would
want
be
any like ringers or whatever.
Right. But
correct.
Holland
So-
would sub in the regular season every now and then.
So because I was an admin, most of those guys knew me, and they knew that if I came in and skated, there was a guy that knew me from roller that called me after I had subbed a game. He was like, "Hey, most guys leave roller and they go to ice and they're like faster and better. You look slow." And I said, "Well, it's C league, so I'm not really trying because I
Yeah.
don't want to be mean to these guys." He goes, "Oh, okay. I was just wondering." I was like, "All right, thanks for calling me." So
Great talk.
just calling me to tell me I'm a bad hockey
Yeah.
player. I really appreciate that. That's great. So no, this season I will, because we actually have a B league, and so we're allowing a couple A league guys to drop down and play on a B league team because it won't be quite the talent disparity. So, anyways, so their team plays. I'm admitting, so I'm sitting up in the stands watching the game, and I can see the guy. Like, I can see his body language. He's getting ready to basically spear Cooch in the nuts. Like, I can see it coming.
Jesus.
And so I start kind of standing up and leaning in my chair, and sure enough, he kind of gets Cooch from behind. So he gets him in the back of the sack, and then he comes around and kind of looks at him and mouths off. And Cooch like screamed when he did it, because like it friggin' hurt. Not like a girl or anything, but he like
yelled
yelled some profanity, and I was like, "Oh boy, here we go. Rob's gonna kill him."
And it's a playoff game, so Cooch is trying not to go after the guy so he doesn't get suspended for the next game, right? So
anyways, it gets done. Game is right towards the tail end of the game. They go into their locker room, and Abdu and several other guys saw it, were really, really pissed about it. And so Abdu's whole team is in the hot shower locker room, and here comes Eminem walking in with his towel around his waist to come in there and take a shower after he's just speared Rob in the nuts.
Yeah,
what did you say to him, Rob? Or what did you say to him?
I go, hey, I don't know. I just ran my mouth. I just said, if you want to come here and start jibbing at his balls, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, and he just didn't say anything. I said, oh, you're really quiet now. And then I go, oh man, I'm talking crap to a guy that's standing naked in the shower. Is that, and then everyone's like, who cares? The guy's a prick. And I go, I still can't hear you. You're awfully quiet over there, not saying anything. I just kept on egg. I kept on running my mouth, kept on egging it on. The guy, it was one of those like, if I just ignore it, it's gonna piss him off even more. And I'm like, he wouldn't say anything. And then he left the locker room, and then I don't know. I couldn't imagine like
one of those guys. Like, he does not give a fuck. Clearly,
no, he doesn't. I'm gonna see him. I don't know if I'm gonna see him this season or not. So I don't even. He is legit trash. Like I can't stand the guy.
I'm sure
we were winning one game. We were winning like by 5 goals, and I was running my mouth like it was a 5-5 game. And even the referee goes, shout out Cal. He goes, Abdi, you're talking trash, and you're beating the piss out of these guys. Like, how about you just stop? And I go, no, because I can't stand the guy.
Yeah,
you probably should though. Not a good look.
Not a good look at all. Thank you, admin Cal.
Just saying. There's one game last season, not on this team I'm about to play with, and we were getting our shit rocked, but there was a guy subbing, and he was subbing. So he was technically like signed in as someone else, and he was causing all this shit. I'm like, dude, we are losing like 7-0. Shut the fuck up. Like, don't start anything. What does he do? He runs the goalie, and it starts a whole line brawl. I'm like, and it was a really late game. I was so annoyed already. It was like 11 o'clock on a Thursday.
So
I
this
just
is
got
that.
off the ice. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
This is that guy. So I picked up with them because they were way light one night, and we were playing. I think we were playing you guys, Abdu, and we were getting our stuff pushed in. And I had told Abdu and their whole team, like, look, if you guys get up like 3-4 goals, I'll skate a little harder and try. And so I know a bunch of their guys, so they were egging me on, like, come on, try a little harder, like, and so messing with me and stuff. So they got up 3 or 4, whatever. And so I started trying a little bit. I mean, we still ended up getting crushed. I think it was like a 7-1 or 7-2 game, and it wasn't competitive at all. And so there's 3 minutes left in the game, and this moron goes in the corner and takes a run at a guy, and then starts mouthing off and yelling. He starts mouthing off and yelling. He gets back to the bench. I said, dude, shut up. Now, like, I'm an admin of the league. He's well aware of that. I'm picked up on his bench. Like, I'm standing on the bench with him, and I'm telling him, dude, knock it off. You are so far in the wrong here. It's not even funny. And I was like, you look like an idiot. He's like, well, we look like a bunch of a-holes anyway. I said, no, you are the only one that looks like an a-hole. Nobody else out here looks like it. It's just you.
Yeah.
You're taking runs at guys, losing a game 7-1, and then mouthing off about it. Shut up.
Not a good look. And I don't want to be associated with that. So I was super pissed. I'm like, I don't want to be here anyways. It's late and you're going to pull this shit. Like we're getting smoked. Like, why are we doing this? Why? It was stupid. Yeah. And then he got suspended. So the guy he signed in for couldn't play. Like, it was this whole thing.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
That was like last fall or last.
I do remember that story. Yeah, that's super annoying.
That's just. Are there a lot of scraps in your?
No, that was honestly probably one of the only few times that
a rare moment.
There may have been one other or two other incidents, but nothing as to that extent. Like,
do you ever get involved in those?
I mean, I've had a couple guys run me over, and like I'll reboot back and like get in their face. So, like, what am I gonna do?
Let's say there's a scrum in front of your net or in front of the other net, and people are just picking somebody up. Do you just kind of get involved, or do you just like skate away and just?
I don't like getting involved. If it has to do with me individually, then I'm going to stand up for myself. But
yeah, because I remember that game that I played with you, the guy that hit you, and then you just skated off the ice, and Nutini and I.
Yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, Nutini and I took care of the guy. Yeah, Nutini, I took care of the guy, but.
I miss Nutini.
Yeah, good dude.
We don't have a ton of fights in our league, but I was actually talking to my kid last night, so I was asking him about like culturally acceptable terms and stuff like that. I know that sounds really weird, but anyways, it was actually centered around the use of the word gay, right? And so, because there's a way that it was, cultural, the way it has been used as a derogatory thing, and I was telling my kid, I was like, I don't really think that's acceptable, like out in the real world now. It's become like a cultural faux pas. If you're like, oh, that's gay as a negative thing, people are like, oh, you can't say that. Like, don't say that. You're using that as a negative term, right? And so we were having that conversation, and it reminded me of we had an A-League game, I think like 2 seasons ago, and a couple of young guys. It was actually Maz was involved in it, and so Maz and a kid I grew up playing with, who's several years younger, probably almost 10 years younger than me. But Heggy, he something happened, and I think Maz, I don't know if he called him gay or something. I don't really know what happened, or if Alex just thought he did. But it turned into like a brawl, like a legit brawl. And so Alex ended up getting ejected from the game. He goes to the locker room. Maz did not get ejected. He goes back to his bench. I saw it all from the far locker room. Heggy comes off the ice, and I was like, hey, you got to relax, man. Like, I don't know what happened. And he was just fuming mad, right? So he goes into the locker room and he starts getting undressed, and he's like, I'm fine. So I walk to the other side of the rink where the players' benches are at. The next thing we know is we see Heggie come walking around the rink, right? Walking around the rink, walks right by us. And I don't think anything of it. He climbs on the bench of the other team. And what I hear him, I cannot say it because it's like, so the F word that would have been used for homosexuality.
Yes.
Okay. He yells, "I'm not an F. Don't call me an F." And I'm thinking, I don't remember hearing that at all. So then he goes, "I'm not an F. You're an F." And Maz is just looking at him like, "Dude, get off of my bench. What are you doing?"
Someone that gets that upset about that term is probably.
Yeah. Well, there was also may have been a copious amount of alcohol involved as to why they were hooping and hollering like they were. Yeah. But I was like, are we in middle school? Like, why are we yelling about like you called me a poopy head? I'm not a poopy head. Like, you're a poopy. Yeah. And I was like, what are we doing? So yeah, it made me think of that last night when I was talking to my kid. So sorry.
Maddox.
That's probably one of the worst ones we've ever seen.
One of the guys on my team in Chicago on sodomy, he got it was a 30-day or a 5-game suspension. According to USA Hockey rules, now you can't say the F word or call anyone the F word. It's a 5-game suspension, and he didn't know that. So the ref gave him a 5, but we got it lowered. But yeah.
So he used the 3-letter F word?
Yes. He called someone that.
We're still saying that word? Like, are we serious?
That's a really weird one.
He just said,
that was.
Am I breaking up?
No, you guys keep talking.
I just keep interrupting you. Sorry.
No, so he called someone on the other team the F word, the 3-letter F word, and the referee just said, "You're gone." And I didn't even know that was a USA Hockey rule.
Well, honestly, good for that ref, because there should be no. I don't get it. I get it when I play. People call me a dyke or whatever. Like, why do we have to say anything? You can't think of anything else? That's what you're going to come up with?
Right. I don't know. It's I don't know. So the suspension got lowered, but he still had a suspension and everything. But like I said, according to USA,
I'm sure he learned his lesson.
Yeah, according to USA Hockey, hockey is for everybody, and you can't. I mean, that's like that's a big one. That's more than a fighting penalty or a fighting suspension.
Yeah. What did he get? 4 games or 5?
Originally, it was a 30-day or a 5-game suspension.
Damn.
So
that's a lot.
Yeah. So
would it be the same?
We had a hearing and we got it lowered. He plays on 2 or 3 teams. So
is it the same? Is it the same in USA Hockey if you say gay? If you call someone gay as a derogatory?
I think it's like Kelly
any
said,
sort of use of a homosexual term.
Yes,
in a slanderous way is considered dyke, a multi-game suspension.
Dyke, the F word, any kind, or even racial stuff. But I agree with that 100%. Like, if you use the race word, you should probably.
It says, like, basically using obscene, profane, or abusive language to any person anywhere in the rink during or after the game.
Jeez, Abdu, you should have been ejected a bunch this past season then.
No, mine are funny.
They're obscene.
In addition, any player or coach who uses language that is hateful or discriminatory.
Mine's not hateful.
See, that's it.
Anywhere in the rink before, during, or after shall be penalized. Rule 601.
It's being classified as hateful.
Well, it's like zero tolerance, right? Like zero tolerance policy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's interesting that those things are 601 has all of that in it, like all the profane stuff in it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting. I understand the hate speech part of it, and I don't think there's any place for any of it. Like, I don't think there should be any racial slur stuff. Nobody needs to comment on people's sexual orientation. What does that even matter? But it's funny that those are clustered together with, like, don't be profane. Like, are you kidding? Like, it's hockey. That's like, I don't know. Make it its own rule.
This doesn't go into detail about what terms, but
when you said hateful speech or whatever it just said, that is like, that's it. That's what it is. That catches both of those.
I don't know if my brother did it or someone on his team or the other team. But this was when we were in, like, high school, and someone did, like, the jerk off motion as he was going to the box, and he got suspended. And that was
Oh yeah, I couldn't.
2008. When that
In
one,
a
I don't
high
know.
school, in a high school game though, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I can get that in a high school game.
Yeah, I can get that.
I
So
can get
Cal,
being ejected for that in a high school game. Now, a men's league game, I don't know.
I mean,
that
I
might
feel
be
like
a little
that's
bit harsh.
So Cal, there's a guy that is in my league, infamous. He is infamous for getting at least 2 penalties a game, and
He's bad.
so we played against him. And I already knew he was going to get a penalty.
Yeah.
He cross-checked me.
He's another
Not
one you
to-
can see it coming. Like you can see it.
Yeah,
Like
You already
moving,
know.
You're like, oh, here it comes. He's about to do something.
He cross-checked me in the game. I get up, I skate to the penalty box, open up the penalty box door for him, and I just tell him to get in. The ref said that was funny, but he's like, you can't do that again because I'll have to give you a penalty.
Yeah. You can just be there and laugh at him, but don't open the door.
So now, like sometimes I'm like I even said, we talked about this in a podcast. I go, hey Alan, this is my goalie on my C League team. I'm playing against him in a 40 plus. But Alan, if I score a goal, can I dry hump him? And he goes, I'll just turn around. But you're not going to score a goal. I've seen you play. You're not going to score a goal. Lo and behold, I scored the goal.
Scored a goal.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
He did.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you
He
that
in
I
fact
didn't. But that's
did.
lying. That's
He
lying.
in fact did dry.
I grabbed his
hump.
helmet. Yeah, I grabbed his helmet, just thrusted.
Face
And he just
to
stood
cup.
there. He just stood there. I warned him. I said, hey, Brett, if I score on you, I'm going to dry hump you.
God.
He didn't seem like he was worried either. Like, oh, yeah, you're going to score on me.
Yeah, because you didn't think you were going to score.
100%. But I did. So. And you're not a Sally girl. I know you're not. You're.
Just do your job.
Yeah, I'm definitely not selling in like men's league.
Just
Maybe.
do your job.
What about in a pond hockey tournament? No, because there's so many goals in a pond hockey tournament.
Yeah, no, I think the last time was probably in that tournament, not this year, but last year. One of the games went into a shootout and I had scored, so I did a celly.
Well, what'd you do?
I think
The heartbreaker?
I don't know. What did I do? I think I just like wiped the ice. I don't remember. I could find the video for you and send it.
Oh, can you? Yeah, send me the video. Send me the video. Sorry.
2022, I think it was.
Do you guys have live burn at your rink that you play up?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You do.
Yeah, the video of me falling
Yeah, she
is
sent
live
us the video of her
falling.
falling.
I didn't know that was at her home rink.
Yeah,
She said it's the
that's
same place she played. It's the same team she played with in the summers. Who she's playing
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Follow the story, Abdu. Follow the story.
Come on now.
Whatever. I'm supposed to be listening to you.
Get
You
out
can't even
from underneath
You
the
can't even
rock.
remember that we talked about the zeros in the last podcast.
When did we talk about zeros?
You said you were going to give them to Kelly.
When did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah. So you
Lies.
just calm down. You calm down over there.
What did I do?
If you
Okay,
can,
found
send it to me.
I'm an anti-selly guy. Just do your job. I think the coldest selly is doing something nasty and then just turning around and going back to the face-off and being like, "Yep, I did that, but here we are. Next play."
I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but the captain from the Minnesota Gophers women's team, she did the dab do. She did a really good dab do.
Yeah, oh
Sally.
my God.
It's
So
not even the dab do. It's just
Abby
the dab.
Murphy is
Why are you
sick.
getting it called the dab do?
That girl is so good at hockey.
She's
She
really
is.
good.
She's
I saw
insane.
some clips after
She
you
got
posted
a
that.
lot of hate for that celly too. They're like
Really?
fucking ruined with the celly, like blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
It was so long after she scored, and it was
I
a
think that's why she-
stupid, nasty goal. Like
I think
that
that's
was
why she got hate,
ridiculous.
but I thought it was hilarious. She's so good.
The goal was sick.
See, I love.
like
it
the
was
Datsun
really good.
flip.
I-
Like that was like
Yeah.
stupid, nasty.
And it was just like so smooth. So smooth.
Yeah, she's really fun to watch. She's on the Olympic team. She was from somewhere in Illinois. I don't know what town. I think south side of Chicago, maybe or something. But
Yeah, a lot of the Gophers are.
from Illinois.
I
don't
shouldn't say a
know the
lot. I
ro-
think there's a few. There's a couple.
I don't know the
And
roster.
you
that-
said
what?
you said there's a girl that you used to coach that plays it for the Alabama team, right?
Yeah, Tegan Matthew. She's on that. She like started the team with.
How are
another
they
girl.
doing? How are they
I
doing? Do you
should
know?
know more about her team, but I haven't looked in a while. But her mom and I are close friends on like Facebook, and she'll post
Mhm.
her and Bill, her husband, will go and watch their games. And their other daughter, now I'm blanking where she goes to school, she plays too. But
So you went to St. Mary, right, in Wisconsin?
it was in Minnesota.
Or in Minnesota? What
Yeah.
other schools were you looking at? And why did you pick the school that you did?
Yeah. So when I was looking at colleges, I knew I didn't want to stay in Illinois. And at the time, really the only options for D3 competitive hockey in my mind was Lake Forest College, but expensive and still too close to home. That's like hour and a half north of where I grew up. And then you had Robert Morris, but that like was not an option for me. Aurora
Why did you
University
do Robert Morris? Because every
I
girl
didn't
did?
basically, and I didn't want to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do that. And then Aurora University was not a program yet. So
Right.
I looked in Wisconsin. My number one choice was St. Norbert's. I got in, but they were a brand new program. The coach had what?
2 players from Illinois.
On Minnesota right now?
Yeah, Abby Murphy
Abby and
and
someone else. I think she's like a
Oh,
blonde.
really?
Ella Hubbard. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ella Hubbard.
Why was
They've
that
had a
about
lot of Illinois representation in the past. Like when Megan Bozak was on the team, she was like one of like I think 4 or 5. But
some Swedish girls are on the team currently.
Not surprised there either.
And a couple of Canadians.
I was not trying to go to that school after I realized like you had a whole year to recruit a team. So I would have been the second class coming in. All these sophomores are on the team. Like I just didn't think he would even have space, and I wasn't like being recruited or anything. So that was a no. I looked at what else did I look in Wisconsin? Eau Claire. I don't even know if they had a women's program at the time. It's probably just club. All out of schools in Minnesota. They're like all saints. Funny enough, it was like St. Mary's, St. Thomas, St. Olaf. Did I say St. Thomas already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you pick the school that you went to?
I think I got into all the ones I applied to, but I chose St. Mary's because the rink was on campus. They gave me a decent amount of financial aid. I was kind of blind to all that shit when I was applying. It was more of my parents doing it.
Big party school.
And I liked that the campus and like it was like a smaller school atmosphere, like classroom wise. Like I want to say the most kids in my class is probably like 30. And I knew I needed that like academically. I couldn't do like a Big 10 school with 300 plus kids. I like would not be able to like focus or get the one-on-one attention like I would need from a teacher essentially. And that's kind of why I chose to go there. It was like a 5.5 hour drive from where I grew up. So it was just enough away. Like I didn't come home often. I didn't even have a car, so I couldn't. So that's why I chose to go there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't have the picture of her with the trash can. I'll find it somewhere. Someone has it.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, text. But yeah, that's how I ended up there. And it didn't go well hockey-wise. So.
What was your ultimate goal with hockey? Just to play? Or were you
just to play and have fun, but I didn't get along well with the head coach. He did not really like me, I don't think.
Well, I don't like him now.
He doesn't play there, Jesus. He's not a coach there anymore. I don't remember when he left St. Mary's, but definitely didn't make my hockey experience enjoyable whatsoever to the point where
Did you play all 4 years?
Nope. I quit with 2 games left junior year. Like, didn't even want to finish the season. That's how miserable I was. So
did you keep the jersey and just walk off?
No. So it's so funny. I was like talking to my girlfriend about this the other day. She played at RPI for 2 years, and she still has like RPI helmet, pants, and gloves. When you go to, I don't know if it's different at other Division III schools, but that's just how Terry was his name, ran his program. But you got like helmet, glove, and pants, but you had to give your stuff in return. Back. So like he had whatever I had came in with, and like my old hockey bag in a storage unit with the rest of everyone else shit, like because they gave you a St. Mary's bag too. And so when I quit with 2 games left and still had a full year of school, mind you, it's not like I was quitting and leaving school. So I had to give all of that back.
Oh,
it was really awkward.
I know the D3 program here at GSU, they have helmets, gloves, jersey, shells,
Yeah.
socks. Shout out BNR.
He ended up, I think, selling our jerseys when they got new ones, and so I bought one back.
Oh, you did?
The other girl who was then my number when I quit, bought the other one. I think I was like too late or something. So I have one jersey from college, and I had 2 sticks because I didn't give those back, but they broke.
Did you got sticks for playing?
Oh yeah, but he was a fucking cheapo, and so they were wooden. Or I think we had a composite stick, but like fucking wooden blades. I was like, "You're so cheap, it's embarrassing." Yeah, and then of course the year I quit, the following year, so it would have been my senior year playing. They got all new Bauer gear, Bauer helmets, Bauer pants, Bauer gloves.
Coach, I've thought it over. I want to come back to the team.
Like literally, and like I'm pretty sure once you graduate, because I have a girlfriend out here who played for 4 years. She's a couple years younger than me. She has all her shit still. So it's basically because I quit.
Well, I feel as though
fine. Red's not my color, anyways.
I feel as though we need sticks for our B League team.
Can you just get like stickers? Why are you gonna be sticks?
Stickers.
Like, what do you need like sticks for? Like,
we need matching sticks. Look, if you know Cooch goes all out.
I'm aware. You've told me.
Yeah. So, Cooch, for the Atlanta, because like Cooch does so much for us. He bought jerseys, shells, and socks for the Atlanta tournament. So then I text the guys behind the scenes and said, "Look, Cooch does so much for us. Let's get him some custom sticks. Let's get him some custom blades, and then with whatever leftover money, we'll get him a gift card for BNR Sports." Well, now he's like, "I love the custom stick. I need a custom one for the Georgia Southern," because he plays on Georgia Southern now. So he wants to get a Georgia Southern custom stick. So
interesting.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, well, you guys are
what
texting here behind the scenes. We can wrap this up.
I'm sure you're getting sleepy.
Me? Oh, no, yeah. I'm just on a high because I just love my fans and I love the people that listen. And
you're not even talking to your fans. You're talking to me and Kelly.
Yeah.
We're not your fans.
Well, they're listening, but they're listening.
They're not listening.
They're not. This is pre-recorded.
This is pre-recorded.
But they will. They will be listening.
Oh, Kelly. Hey, so this is semi news. So we joked around about this on the last podcast with the GSU guys, but we actually do think this is going to come to fruition. And if it does, we'll let everybody know. But we are tentatively going to do the in-game announcing for the home games for the GSU guys.
You two are?
Yeah. Yes. We're going to help them. We're going to help them set up a YouTube channel, and we're going to live stream their games from the YouTube channel.
I did the in arena announcements and all that kind of stuff when I was the manager for St. Mary's men's club team. It was fun. I played music. I did goal horn.
I don't think we're going to do all of that. We're just going
to
call
the starting lineup. It was fun.
I'm looking forward to doing the pregame in between.
This is what it's going to. I was going to say that's what
that's
what
it's going to be like. What I'm really looking for. Holland's going to do all the talking. I'm going to be the one
that's like does all the talking during the game that talks about
I can't,
who's passing to who and everything. And Abdu's just going to be over there in the corner going.
Yeah, you're going to be like,
I'm going to be like, oh my gosh. Like Holland even said,
what a goal.
We got to be.
And Abdu's going to go, whoa, goal.
That's fun though.
But I'll make up for it in the pregame and in between period interview. But Holland did say that, hey,
we're in the visitors' locker room. Boys, show us your hogs.
we're representing GSU, so I can't go full blown.
You got to be under control a little bit here.
Yeah, I can't go full blown. I have to be somewhat mature and sophisticated. Yeah, I just
that such a thing
I don't like that. I do it enough for work. I don't like to do it, but
I have to.
Out of respect for the GSU boys, I'll do it during the broadcast. But interviews, I promise you guys,
it'll be dump and skate interviews.
Yeah.
GSU broadcast.
Yes, and I'm not getting paid. So what are you going to do? Fire me? Fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Fine. Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to get the team in trouble. That's what I'm most concerned about. I don't want to do something that gets those guys in trouble. It's their first year. They're just trying to get everything up and going and running properly. I don't want to be like,
don't ruin it.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, after their first home game, they come up to us and like, hey, yeah, so the school caught wind that we were, live streaming it and they saw it. And Abdu was talking about poop and wieners and they're not real happy about it. So,
well, then I'll use cold words.
All right,
guys. After the first period, we'll go downstairs and talk about glizzies. Glizzies.
People are going to know what that means. I don't know if that's much code.
It's
all right.
No.
It isn't. But, again, I volunteered. They didn't ask me, so.
Well, actually, they did, They asked us. So we talked to them. We're like, we were joking around when we were recording with them. And we watched. So they played University of Georgia last weekend. And
I told Kelly what the score was. I told Kelly the score.
He was texting me and telling me what the score was.
So to be fair to those guys, they had 2 or 3 guys that basically got hurt right out of the gate. And then it sounds like, it also sounds like the University of Georgia drugged down a couple of their Division I players and had them play kind of as a punishment.
To do that? Are you allowed?
Well, it's club hockey, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But it sounds like it was kind of like a punishment thing for the D1 guys, which is a little weird. That doesn't seem like it, but either way. So they had some stuff stacked against them, so it's not, it probably not as bad. I talked, both Ed and I talked with the coach afterwards, Pete, and we were like, hey, I don't think it's as bad as it looked. I think the product will get better.
I had a lot of fun watching it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I told Abdu afterwards, like, the broadcast thing, that was pretty cool. And so a couple of the guys from the team reached out through our Instagram. They're like, hey, did you guys watch the game? And we're like, yeah, we did. Tough out, but, you boys will get better. It's only up from here. And they were like, oh, that's really cool. Well, you guys need to come and broadcast our game. And I was like, actually, we might try to do that. And so
cool.
Pete's working on some angles for us to try to make that happen. So we'll see.
Nice. To be determined.
Yeah, but we got like 2.5 weeks to get our stuff together. Figure it out.
Or figure it out.
Yeah. And then if we can't get it in time for the first game, they got a couple other home games we could probably do it. But I'll at least go to the game. I think that why don't you type a little louder, Cal? I might go ahead and just be the goal horn.
Dude,
because that was aggressive, and I already feel like you're saying,
"Wrap it up. We're tired over here."
Okay, fine. Thanks for being on the podcast, Cal. Appreciate it. Can't wait for you to be on it, and we'll do the next podcast in the middle of the day.
We literally said that we weren't going to go over 2 hours. We're at 1 hour and 37 right now.
All right. Well,
to be fair, most of the last 20 minutes has not been my fault at all. Typically, it is my fault. It's not tonight, so that we're clear. I'm not going to blame either one of you, but it wasn't me. So I'm just saying that.
Sounds like you're blaming one of us.
I'm just not going to point the finger. So, Kel, thanks for jumping on. A lot of fun, always fun talking to you. Good hearing about the not so great Tits at their tournament.
The trash Tits.
The trash Tits, yeah. So. Good luck in the upcoming season. We'll get you back on. We'll talk a little bit more beer league hockey as your season gets rolling, and I'm sure you'll have some more nonsense going on that you can tell us about.
I'm sure I'll have some more fun live barns for you.
Oh yeah,
I'll send those your guys' way per usual.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, in about another month, we'll have you on. Hopefully,
I probably won't have my zeros then, but I'll be here. Sorry, that's my last one. I'm sorry.
Hey,
it's my last one for tonight.
Yeah, that's funny because my computer's about to die. Look how that worked out.
Oh my gosh. Cal, it's good to see you. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, boys. Have a good night.
Love you, Cal.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm 100% like prying my eyelids open. I don't know why I'm so tired tonight. Brutal. All right, well, roll your head to your right just a little bit. Ease your head over to your right just a little bit.
To my right or my left?
Yeah, you're right. Keep going. No, that's far enough. No, come back up.
Oh,
man, the difference the difference in your face in that picture in the background and your face now.
Yeah, that's
buddy.
That's a 6 pound difference.
That's all?
6 pounds, yeah.
Looks like more than 6 pounds.
Okay, you just calmed. Now I don't feel so bad making that intro about how you hurt your back. I felt bad about it for a little bit.
I've been thinking about that the entire podcast because I was like,
"Is it really a big difference?"
Your head is like rock.
Is it really
it's
big
the way
difference?
It's probably the way you're standing. It's honestly probably the way you're standing in that picture and the way you're sitting. Right
fucking
now.
Guy loses weight with my help, and then he takes digs at my fat ass. What? I don't even feel bad that I swore now.
Well, Kel looks so young in that picture. Not that she looks old now, but obviously she's done up to go out.
5 years ago. 5 years ago. That's a pound a year. Almost a pound a year.
Everybody's gotten older, obviously, and so. But I was like, man, that's funny. And I kept looking at the picture. I was like, I'm gonna make you move. I'll bet you gained weight since you've been down here. So.
This guy.
I mean, you said my stuff, my face from the early podcast to now.
Yeah,
is a big difference.
You slimmed down. I slimmed up. Whatever.
That's not slimming up. I slimmed down. You
blew up. Okay. I went to Montana and went to hockey camp, and they just had good
too
food
many
at the hockey.
You and D Cups. Too many trips to the Boosies.
I pulled my hammy sliding into my comments on Facebook.
Idiot. Oh my gosh. Guys, if you're still with us, thanks for listening. We appreciate that.
Sorry, I just talk too much. That's my fault.
Go hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, all of that good stuff. Follow us on all of our different social medias. Abdu has been having a blast on TikTok.
Oh my God, I have not.
Favorite app.
I don't.
It's his new favorite app. Oh man, comment and tell him how great he's doing at it. So we appreciate the heck out of you guys. Season's coming up, so we should have a lot of really good stories soon from some local leagues. Abdu's team back home in Chicago just started here recently. So we'll get some great stories from those guys. Probably won't have them on because they stand and just stare.
No, but Hoof is subbing with the boy. He is. I got the green light for him to sub. So
there you go. All right, so we'll get a story about that probably from Berlin. See how that went.
Yeah. All right.
We'll just get some texts about it.
We'll get Berlin and Hoof on and Teachy.
and freaking
Shane.
Gosh, Shane,
Eeyore.
Thank you, Shane. Hey guys.
Hey, is Merle there?
Oh my gosh.
No, he's in a meeting.
Shane, who is that? Nobody, John. Oh man. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye. Still recording.